Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, and this is one of my favorite vehicles we've ever had. It's a 1950 Willys Wagon, and this is a rare one. This is actually a panel wagon, so it doesn't have the glass on the side. And man, I have caught all kinds of hell trying to buy one of these. Finally found this one, and actually I had bought it initially to keep, and it turns out we're gonna end up selling it here. So it's still got the push button starter on the floor. And it's been doing this, and I'm gonna leave this in the video. It's never done it taking this long to do it, so well. So anyways, one of the reasons I do these videos is to have full disclosure. I'm gonna leave that. That doesn't normally happen. I've had that happen once or twice. And I don't know that a lot of guys will bypass that pedal and go straight to a push button. Speedometer actually works. I'm not sure that the temp gauge works or not. And I found a couple of websites online. I was actually really surprised. So I just want to show you first of all, I mean, I'm doing 40. This truck drives really easy, really straight. I'll tell you in a second what we were going to do with it, why I wanted to keep it, but why I can't. But I mean, really straight driving truck. Easy driving. Brake stops straight. You know, it's an older, drum brake system, so it doesn't stop like a new car, but they stop good. I've actually got the vent up right there, which is nice. It's actually a cool day. This hurricane's getting ready to come in down here through Atlanta tomorrow or next day. But I'm holding this, holding this with one hand, camera with one hand, and driving this with the other. So for a 3-speed manual, I always say that's a real good. Just that alone is a real good testimony to how easy this vehicles are to drive when I can hold the camera and I can still drive it. So it does not have an emergency brake, which is pretty common for most of our older vehicles. I want to get up here where the ground's nice and flat so it won't roll, so I can get out, because I want you to be able to hear the engine. And I'll just set this under the so it's actually wanting to roll a hair. I'm going to put this box under there, so I want you to be able to hear the engine. Very typical little Hurricane engine, 4-cylinder. And like I said, here I am doing all this with one hand, so. You can hear those little solid lifters clicking in there. These are pretty much bulletproof little engines. Really clean inner fender well. It's got a new 4-core radiator, sorry. I mean, and really solid all up underneath here. So I'm going to turn off the engine and put it in drive so that it's not rolling. There we go. Now I can take this. Actually, what's in this box is a brand new gas pedal, and right now it's kind of rigged up just a little bit, so we didn't want to mess with it. I just didn't want to mess with it anymore. And it's kind of like, I like doing my own repairs, and I'm getting to where I'm trying to be careful not to do too much restoration work for other people, because they say, well, I kind of wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have had that done at a local shop where I could have a warranty done, warranty on it. But really cool truck here. A couple of little body spots. Overall, the body on this truck is in great shape. Oh, that surprised me. Now, somebody closed it accidentally here without pulling that back. If you do that, you'd bend that piece. So one of the things that I like about this one that I haven't seen on others too, or couldn't find, was the full bumper set, which I really, really like. So it's got brand new tires on it. They're radials. We put porta walls on them and they're brand new. So it takes sitting in the sun and driving a little bit. Sometimes with the porta walls, they'll get a little bit of a, you know, you see that? So once you let it sit in the hot sun, drive it a little bit, those will flatten back out. And I've actually seen guys use some adhesive on those too. I've bought a couple of vehicles with porta walls on them, and I had no idea they weren't real white walls, because somebody used like a mild adhesive on the back of them to keep them all flat. So the body on the truck, or on this, what do we call it? Delivery vehicle. Make sure I shut that door all the way. Very straight, very pretty driver quality paint job. So what I bought the truck for actually originally was, my daughter's getting ready to start roasting small batch coffee here, and we want to use it as a delivery vehicle. The reality is a 23-year-old probably doesn't need to be driving a vehicle like this every single day with the old school mechanics. You know, just, you know, she's used to a car with an automatic and airbags and stuff, and my daughter's grown up around classic cars, so she knows how to drive them. But just the little 4-cylinder and the 3-speed and kind of all that. So we said, well, let's put an S10 frame underneath it, and let's, you know, put a small block V8 or a 6-cylinder, and let's put air conditioning, blah, blah, blah. And you start adding it up. And for me, who doesn't do my own restorations to that extent, I end up with much, much more money in the budget when it's really not worth it. And well, it would be worth it. The big thing is that the, I didn't want to mess up an original matching numbers vehicle. That was the big thing for me. I didn't want to be the guy that was going to take the V8, put the V8 in this and chop the frame or take it off and all that stuff. I'm okay with other guys doing that. I buy vehicles like that all the time. I love driving them. They're easier to drive. I just am not the guy that's going to take an original vehicle like this one. So I know that was a bit of a story, and I need to get to inspecting the vehicle. It took a little bit there to start it up. And like I said, with that starter pedal, I've had Oldsmobiles, I've had Buicks, I've had other Fords. I just want you to see how straight this body is. All with those same, you know, actually even the Chevrolet, you know, you're gonna have to push it 3 or 4 times sometimes where it skips over like that. And you could probably drive it for the rest of your life like that. Or, you know, find an antique starter rebuild company or buy one, and even just eliminate the pedal and put it on a push button. So I just want you to see how straight this body is. It is very, very straight and very, very nice for what it is and for the price. I mean, I think price is a big reflection too. I'm surprised to see how much a lot of guys are trying to get for these, you know, 25, 29, you know, 32, $35,000 or more. Not in that much nicer condition than this one. So one thing I've been doing, this is a little bit of a bummer. So there's a little crescent moon shaped grab handle that goes inside here that's missing. The other side has it, and that door opens and closes easily from the inside and out right here. They actually make a, and of course it's the inside. I love this is a push button to open it up. So they actually make the replacement part for that. Like I said, I found a guy that sells a lot of original parts. So I didn't end up getting that piece, unfortunately, before I was ready to put the vehicle up for sale. So the little door handle latch right there will need to be replaced. It's about 80 bucks. It's not hard to do, but the inside latch works perfectly. So inside, one of the things I really like about this, all original. I've looked at a lot of these, they're missing things. This one's not missing. It's not missing the doors down here to the little, you know, and you open up. There's an original jack inside. The truck was actually originally green. Somebody painted it red years ago. But it actually looks good. And I think you could finish jamming it out if you wanted to, or whatever. Seat's been reupholstered, very nice. The jump seat in the back is the original upholstery on it, and it's actually in good shape for being so old. Wood slats in the back, I'll open up in just a minute. Really nice, clean setup here with the original floor mat. VIN tag in the right place. Back doors open and close easily. And there's just a little latch right here. You pull down on that and it opens right up. Original wood in the back. It's hard to find them in this good a condition with such minimal rust, I'll say that. These hinge pockets. And then I'll tell you another thing too. Barn doors are rare on these. Most of the doors open clamshell style. So one spot of rust right here. Really clean. There are seat belts in here too for the grandkids to ride around. No headliner. I was probably going to leave it that way, to be honest. And they make a door weather strip kit for this, and I would put new weather stripping. I would do it actually all the way around. It's one of the things that you can see, this old weather stripping is really old and it got painted over. And it's one of the things when you drive the truck, even down a smooth road, you get those little bit of typical rattles that you hear. But man, I'm just in love with this thing. I really, really wanted to keep it. It's really disappointing me that we're putting it up for sale, but I know somebody else is gonna make a good home, have a good home for it. The few little imperfections on the bumpers, we were gonna sandblast them and powder coat them. I was actually gonna do white and maybe do some white side pieces or some accents on it. It's a lot cheaper than trying to re-chrome them. And of course you can buy them chromed. I just wanted to show how clean this truck is underneath. Somebody really cared for this thing. You know, the frame is all solid. Somebody kept it original and clean. It's an extremely minimal truck. Rockers are in great shape. All the side panels, frame rails, no rust anywhere that I see. These are the original floor pans. This has never been restored. Aside from the paint job and the tires. Really, this vehicle has not been restored. So for it to be in this great of shape as an unrestored vehicle is what really is impressive to me. And it's why I scooped it up when I found it. And like I said, the other thing too, it's not easy to find these. I mean, here's the back, even all the way across the back here, look. I mean, no rust. It's not easy to find these panel trucks, gosh. I'm looking and I'm looking. And eventually I know we'll find the right one. I'm gonna end up probably finding somebody who's already done the swap, who's already done the S10 frame, you know, and buying that and paying a little bit more. It won't be nearly as original, but at least my daughter can drive it. Probably a lot easier than she could this one. That's actually a fairly easy driving truck. She told me the other day, she said, I wish it just like, you know, if we could just fix one thing, like maybe if it had an automatic instead. So it's one thing to make it a little easier. Not that she's scared to drive a manual, but hey, I've talked your ear off on this thing. I've gone a little long. I try to keep these videos right around 11, 12 minutes max. So give us a call, peachtree-classic-cars.com. This 1950 Willys is super cool, and it's going to make somebody a really fun little driver. Look forward to hearing from you.